Hello everyone, David A. Cox here with PC Classes Online. It feels like it's been a really long time since I've been on camera for all of you, so hi again. So today we're talking about Apple Music. Apple Music was released yesterday. I've had basically a day to play with it and find some good parts of it and some not so good parts with it. So as always, I invite all of you out there to join the conversation. Leave your comments in the section below. I just ask you to be respectful. These are my opinions. I respect your opinions. Just don't get nasty with it, okay? So let's start with the good. First part I want to say is that I think they did a really great job on this app for the iPhone, specifically the iPhone and iPad, but I mean, personally, I don't really use my iPad anymore, but it's essentially the same app. On the iPhone, it's very slick. It's easy to navigate for the most part. It could be improved, I will say that. But it helped me discover new music, and it just kind of felt like it opened up a whole new world. Now, for full disclosure, about a month ago, I signed up for Spotify Premium. So I'm really comparing Apple Music to their competitor, which is now Spotify. And comparing the two interfaces is night and day. Apple Music kicks butt. Also, I have to give them props for supporting artists better than Spotify. I think they said Pharrell Williams, he made something like $14,000 from the song Happy through Spotify? Like, really? That's what the number one artist makes? It's pretty pathetic. So, anyways, congrats to Apple for doing the right thing finally and making sure that artists get paid what they should be paid. I don't know if they're paid enough. I'm not a musician, but props to them for paying better than Spotify. So that's about it for the good. Let's go over the bad stuff. And I want to say I'm very hopeful that Apple will update this and improve it over time. So in addition to just saying what I don't like, I'm going to try to throw out there what I think might help it. So there's some parts of this app that feel very, very buggy. I want to start with one very general one, which is branding. So you've got your iPhone, you've got your iPad, and you've got your Mac. On the Mac, it's referred to as iTunes. On the iPhone, it's referred to as Music, but you have a second app called iTunes Store, but that's just for buying music and movies and podcasts. Whereas on this all gets to be very confusing. You may have also noticed that the word Apple Music never actually shows up in any device, except for when you tap on New for the very first time when you open it. Other than that, it's practically non-existent. So we've got this serious inconsistency here going on, where if you even go into your iPhone and you ask Siri, launch Apple Music, she doesn't know what you're talking about. So if Siri doesn't know what I'm talking about, then definitely you might be a little boggled and confused. I feel like we need some serious simplicity here. We need to bring everything together into one. Make it easy, okay, Apple? Make it so that I can buy, I can listen, and just do it all in one app. Make some consistency here. Everyone's used to the term iTunes. I don't know why we needed to go with Apple Music as the service part. Now, I understand where iTunes ends and where Apple Music begins, but a lot of people out there don't. The answer, by the way, is Apple Music is technically speaking the part that allows you to listen to music that you have not purchased. Okay, it's the new tab, it's the radio tab. That's part of Apple Music. But nowhere is this ever obvious to the user. So I think we need some serious simplicity here. Where's Steve Jobs when you need him? My next issue has to do with the radio service. I feel like there should be a dislike button. There is a way to tell iTunes or Apple Music or whatever the hell we're calling it these days that you like a song, and it'll play more songs that are similar to it. But there doesn't really seem to be an obvious way to tell it that you don't like it. Every other music service out there has this feature. You have it on Spotify, you have it on Pandora. Why don't we have it in the number one music app out there? Seems very strange to me. You may have also noticed there's a new tab called Connect. Connect to me feels a lot like Ping. And if you don't remember Ping, good, you shouldn't. Ping was a failed social network that was basically all about music, and no one used it, and no one cared about using it. And it kind of was killed off. And now it's back. So I think the Connect tab is sort of like the zombie of iTunes. Don't really know why it's there, but it's there. Next feature I would love to see Apple add back to iTunes is there's no way to rank by popularity other than in the store. So for example, let's say some artist comes out with a new album. If you're in the new section where you can listen to the whole album for free, provided that you're signed up with Apple Music, there's no way to see what's the popular song. It's just a matter of going through each song individually. So I'd love to see if they would give back the ability to rank by popularity. Next little bug I found, and I feel this is a bug because it only works on the phone, it doesn't work on the computer. So if you are under the radio portion of iTunes and you like a song, something plays, you dig it, you want to add it to a playlist, you cannot do it from the Mac. On the iPhone you can. You have those three little dots, you tap on it, add to playlist. No way to do it on the Mac. So Apple would love to see that feature added back if you're listening. My next issue comes sort of back to branding, which is this confusion about where Apple Music ends and where the store begins. So if you go to play a song and you're in the iTunes store, see, I'm even mixing up terminology now. If you go to hit play, it's only going to play 1 minute and 30 seconds of that song. But you can just hit the tab for new, search for the same song, and play the whole thing. Here's the thing. iTunes should be able to figure out automatically if you have a subscription to Apple Music. If you do, you should just be able to play everything. There theoretically is no need for the new tab if iTunes could just make that simple detection. So overall, my opinion on this app is it's a very, very mixed bag. There's a lot of confusion, some very strange navigation, but there is some good stuff here, especially on the phone. The interface is really, really well designed on that one device. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I invite you to join the conversation. Comments below. David A. Cox with PC Classes Online here. Class dismissed.